Right, I'm on this job today. I've just literally ripped everything out. There was a short bath in here, toilet, basin. What we've got to do is we've got to get a shower tray on the floor. This is on the first floor, but it's block and beam flooring. So what I'm going to do is, he's just gone to get a shower tray actually. This is for a friend of mine. So we're going to chop maybe just into the screed, or we can potentially take a block out. These pipes are going to need altering. New shower valve on the wall, just a bar mixer. So yeah, hot and colds, these were feeding the bath before, so we'll have to cut them back here, sink them in that wall. It's all being retiled and boarded and stuff. New flooring. Yeah, so it shouldn't be a bad little job, this one. As I say, they're pretty much going back where they were. That overflow will need to be done away with. I don't know how far he's taken the tile, but he's sorting all that anyway. So we're just literally here to get the tray, trying to get that set up today. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm going to have a little bit of a chop down there, see if we can find the block, because we're not sure which way the beams are running, whether they're running that way or that way. And then we'll have a look, basically the depth of the screed, and see if we might just be able to chop it in the block a little bit for the trap. We're not sure if the trap's going to come there or there yet, until we get the tray. But yeah, we'll sort it as we always do. Tiles are looking like they're just going to flick off, which is advantageous for us. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. So this is just a screed on top. Generally what they'll do is they'll put a screed to level the beams, because the beams come curved and the blocks sit in. You generally get a levelling screed. It's not normally that thick. This bit was already chopped because the trap used to sit like that, you see. So if I just have a little bit of investigation work, we'll see exactly what we're up against. Unusual you find block and beam floors on the first floor. Generally they're only on the ground floor. It's just the construction of the building. Believe it or not, it was a bath in there as well, but it was only like 1 metre long. It had like a seat thing this end, and then taps there so you could like sit in it. Shortest bath I've ever seen. But we're just having a little bit of chop. I've got one of them Virking, I carry the Virking shower traps in the van. Looking at the thickness of that screed, we might even get it without even going into the block. So I think he said he's going for a 900 by 900 tray. He's gone to see what trays he's got. He's a builder, so he's got all sorts of stuff left over from jobs, his mismeasures and stuff. But if it is, generally they're 130 in. So our trap is going to be here somewhere. So I carry these in the van. These are absolutely brilliant because these stops any smells. They're anti-siphon. They're waterless traps, but they're only 40mm thick, and we've got more than 40mm screed depth there. So once he gets back with the tray, we'll be able to work out exactly where it's going, chop up around here. I can take all the tiles and stuff off while I'm waiting, and I think that will sit in the floor, and then we won't have to touch any of the blocks or any of the beams or anything. We'll just have to use, I know I'm not a massive fan of push fit waste pipe, but it's how it's been first fixed. We can't imagine that runs across. It's got a lot of depth on it. That drain goes down a hell of a long way. So there'll be stacks of fall on it, so I'll just have to use a push fit elbow across and then into that, I think, and then that'll get over that, and then we've just got all this pipework and stuff to sort. But yeah, I'll get all these tiles off, work out exactly where the waste is going. But yeah, these are the Virking Slimline Ultra Compact, anti-siphon, prevents odours, eliminates noise. They are good bits of kit. To be fair, whoever plumbed this house originally protected everything in the walls. Nothing was done on flexes, everything was hard piped. You know, it was a decent job. Right, well that's got them smashed off. I'll get another bucket here and get them bucketed up. I think they used 22 to the shower because I think it used to be tank fed. I put a unvented cylinder in, I don't know, quite a few years ago now. But this will be fine just on 15mm for our bar shower, so we can even reduce them down there and then just take 15mm up. We're only feeding a shower, and then I think they must run behind the skirting boards and then just pop out. But they should be in the right places, or you know, close enough for what we need. Again, this waste pipe, I'm just going to have to reuse it above the ground and convert it to solvent, just run it up. But yeah, the big thing today is just try and get the shower tray in, really. Now just whip the radiator off because it would make it easier to get the skirting board off because we're tiling the floor. A little tip, well not really a tip, I know this radiator's got a dead stop on it, it goes to 0, but I always still cap them off. You can get a hell of an insurance claim if that valve opens up. So just take 2 seconds. I haven't got a, sometimes use a 1/2 inch brass cap. You can use a 15mm nut and olive on a 5p piece, or I've just used a service valve and a thingy and a nut and olive. But if that ever opens up now, at least it's not going to flood the house. I say, definitely if they've got a frost set on, if it's just on frost setting, potentially that's going to open up in the winter. What I'm going to do is reduce these down to 15mm here, carefully chop along the bottom into the render and sink the pipes in, and I'll probably utilise that other chase and just swing them across to the centre of the valve. Well, I normally do them about 1150. So we need 2 pipes 150 apart in the middle of the tray, which is going to be an 800 wide, so 400. Yeah, we'll get this bit done. So normally I'd bring them up the centre, but I think I'm going to utilise that chase because it's already there. Right, they're all chopped in. We'll still be able to get fixings on our bar shower through the side, so to miss the pipes. Generally I'd bring them straight down, but I just wanted to utilise this chase that we've already got. So what I'm going to try and do is bend everything up, pulled bending on the bottom, a kick across, and then I'll have to solder an elbow to come out. So that'll be our hot, that'll be our cold, and then we'll just put 222, I'll probably cut them back there, 222 to 15 reducers straight in, and we'll get everything taped up in the wall and clip back. I'll generally just try and eye everything up with my angles, and then we'll measure down from that knuckle bit of the bend to where our pulled bend needs to be at the bottom, and that should fall about right. We'll have to cut that back, solder an elbow on it, at least then there's less joints and stuff being on the wall. And I've got some of this hair felt lagging and some nail-on clips in that box. We can just get them all tacked in. Try and make sure everything's straight. Pull that back. It will do when the other pipe's out of the way. That'll be perfect. All we do is look straight down the bend, straight down the pipe to make sure it's straight, and then just pull the thing back to about 90. Just make sure the water comes off before you go cutting the pipes. Probably going to be a little bit when we cut them. So the hot one they have labelled up with some silver tape anyway. So the cold is the top one, the hot's the bottom one. Sometimes I need a little bit of pipe. I suppose I can get a wet angle. Should we keep into investing actual one? You're already very good, haven't we? All I'm using is hair felt lagging on this. Well, it's actually sheep's wool, just to protect it in the wall. If we leave that like that. I don't know if I've quite got enough to do both, so I might have to take one. What have we got in here? Organised for a change, look. They're better. I think they're 16mm, but they're better for going over the lagging. That's actually a 15mm one. I do have some 16mm ones somewhere, but that's a 16. They're sometimes easy to get over the top of your hair felt. That's a 16. That's a 15. They're a bit tighter. The only thing you've got to watch when you're setting up these bar showers is they are dead centre and dead level. So we need to be 150 apart, that's our centre line, so roughly 75, well exactly 75mm to the centre of that pipe, 75mm to the centre of that pipe, 150 apart, perfectly level, and that's all you need to watch to get these bang on, because if you get it wrong, you've snookered yourself up, but they are bang on. So perfectly level. So we've just got to solder that one up. I can sort the bottoms out in a minute. I just wanted to get them tops set up so they're perfect. In fact, I'll solder the bottom one up so I'm not melting the top lagging. Yeah, we'll get the bottom one soldered up and then we'll slide the lagging back. And then I just made a stupid mistake. Stupid boy. Good job I've realised I'm going to have to cross them because the hot's the bottom one for. So it means. Yeah, I'm going to have to cross them.
What a plonker!
See if I can chisel one behind the other or something. Blow that, I can't believe it. Good job I realised that's why you need to keep your eye on everything in this trade. See how it's falling. I can't alter on that side because there's another bathroom on the other side. Just goes to show how easy it is to make a mistake. It's like that concentration. Good job I've noticed it. Is that ruined my day? It's one thing I've never done that, made that mistake. Not that I really made it this time, it's just you sometimes go into autopilot and it's dangerous because you just get your mindset on how you're going to do something, you take your eye off the ball and that's when mistakes happen. But would I have noticed it? I probably would because I generally flush the pipes through, but if it hadn't come through hot, I probably wouldn't have done. To tell you the truth, but anyway, we've noticed it now. So we'll get over it, we just have to do something like that. A little bit of precision engineering, keep everything behind the wall and you'll never tell. can't even tell the mistake was there. Not that it was really a mistake, but it would have been had I not noticed. Are they still bang level? Yeah, they are spot on for us. So I'll get them capped off, we'll get the water back on and get these pipes tested, and then we can have a look at getting the shower tray in then. But yeah, what I'll probably do, now I've realised, is I'll put a hose on there when I get my shower tray and just make sure it does come through hot on the left. Because you don't want to get it all tiled in and everything and then realise you've got hot on the right. Some you can, and like Mari's and that, you can flip around. But most, 99% of them, you've had it. You know, it's a bad day when you come and set and fix them. I don't recall ever having that issue, but you want to make sure you don't never have it. Right, they should be fine. They're all protected, perfectly level. We'll get this old shower valve ripped out as well. That's an old Trevi therm, I think. They used to do a Trevi boost as well, which you could only use on gravity systems. But I think that's a Trevi therm. Not bad showers, you can still get all the bits for these and stuff, but the bar showers are better because if they ever go wrong, undo your two nuts and you go, you know, put a brand new shower on for 100 quid. It might be on the balance cold feed on the cylinder then. So yeah, that must be off the balance, so we can't really test it that way, but I can pull some hot water through it though. I put all this in years ago. Nice big cylinder, it's quite a big house this. Bit tight for the room, but got it all in. Right, the tray's there. The waste couldn't have fallen any further away. Generally they're on the curve, but it doesn't really matter. We should be able to still get the fall across. What we'll do is we'll set our waste pipe up and across, and then make the trap up underneath. I know it's got to go that way a bit, but it's hitting on the waste pipe at the minute. Make that up, and then we'll literally SBR on the floor, sand and cement it, and then drop that on dead level. Something like that should do it. I'll give it a little bit around the waist so we've got a little bit of flexibility, and we're just literally going to chase that in now. Not my new chisel bit, it's just snapped. I was levering it a little bit, but not too much. Gutted. We'll have to cut this elbow down in there as low as we can, chiseled a bit around it. As I said, I preferred it to be solvent, but there's not a lot we can do on this job without taking the whole beams out and all the floor and everything. All the ceiling down below, which we don't really want to do. Managed to get that on there, plenty of silicone grease, and it just slid straight on. So that's the awkward bit done really. All we need to do is phone's ringing again. So one piece of pipe at 980 or yeah, 980, that'd be perfect. Beautiful. Right, so that's all set up, ready to go. If anything, that track will pick up a little bit when we connect it onto the tray anyway, so it'll give it a bit more fall. It's got a fall on it anyway. So what I'm going to do is get some water down this, make sure we've got no leaks on these joints here, SBR the floor, and then it's just a case of bedding the tray straight on with sand and cement. We're probably going to have like a 10mm bed, so it's probably going to just pick up a little bit. But yeah, that'd be fine, absolutely perfect. As long as it's got a fall on it, there's only one elbow anyway, so it's no more resistance than it was before, and I guess it must boss into the stack down there somewhere. So we're just mixing some gobble up. We've PVA'd all this floor, so we're just going to put a nice even bed all the way down, bed the tray on, make sure it's dead level, all four corners. Probably doesn't tell you to do this, but I always run silicone on top of that washer, just to make sure we're doubly okay. So people do trays different ways. I like to bed mine on sand and cement. That way it's got a fully laden bed all the way around, and I literally just will seal that into the wall then, and then the tile down, and then I seal it again. These walls will only be tanked and stuff anyway. I don't know what it's like for level. This front edge is a bit high on the front. See if we can get that down a little bit. It's either low in that back corner or high on the front. What's it like? Yeah, if anything, it's high at that back end. So you need to get them bang on. It's actually not bad there. What's it like that way? Yeah, the front end's high. We can sort that. She's not bad at that. If anything, that front end is still a touch. I mean a touch, but we need it perfect. Sometimes the tray can have a little bit of a variation in it. Yes, and that's cocking it. And that's cock high on that front end, so we'll get that down a little bit more. If anything, this is a bit low here as well. That's bang on level. Out this way. She's not a million miles out of that, I know. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it much better than that. Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all. There's an inbuilt fall on the tray anyway, but you need them level. You see there's plenty of fall, but it's when you come to fit your screen and everything else. Yeah, there's plenty of fall on it. This spot I'm going to anyway. Now I always seal both sides. That into there. That drops in there, and then you just have to put the screws in to clamp the two together. And these stainless screws at this end. And we just need to tighten them up, get them all started by hand. There we go, they're all started. So I just need to nip them up, and that'll clamp the red seal to the bottom of the tray to form a watertight connection. You can see as I'm tightening them, it's pulling the trap up onto the underside of the tray, so it's giving it a bit more fall as well. We knew it'd lift a little bit. We just tighten them up all evenly. We've had a bit of oozage underneath, but at least we know that red seal's pulled right up onto the underside of the tray. So there shouldn't be any issues. I'll get some big wipes in, and then all I do is silicone around the outside of the tray, and then they'll tile down, and then we'll silicone again, and that should never be a problem. That is the end of part one on this one. The second fix is going to be on Monday's video. There was actually quite a long gap between the first fix and the second fix. I think it was about 6 or 8 weeks. And when I went back to do the second fix, it was the mad rush before Christmas. One of the lads had just left as well, so I'd got about 5,000 places to be. So yeah, I was a bit under pressure at the time. And watching the video back, I've only just edited it. You can sort of tell. Not that anything went wrong, you can just see that I'm a little bit stressed maybe. I try not to get too stressed or too wound up about anything. I know a few years ago, I've not really said this story, about 6 or 7 years ago, I took that much work on. I did proper get myself in a bit of a stress, and you're like, you just like, it sort of overwhelms you. And I mean, I know I nearly messed that first fix up a little bit with crossing my hot and colds, but there's a lot of distractions, like mobile phones ringing, you know, people asking questions, you know, trying to manage more than one job, and you're almost trying to be in more than one place at a time, and you just can't do it. You just got to try and focus down on doing one thing at a time. It's like this job I'm on now. This has been a bit, not a bad job, but I'm not testing anything on this one, and everything's been boarded now. It's just because I've not been here, you know, I can only ever blame myself. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling. Part 2 will be on Monday. Hopefully I'll get it all edited, and yeah, we'll catch you all then. Thank you so much for watching.
What a plonker.